name is Michael Garner, and I do comic book related TV shows and movie reviews. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And I also do some, not necessarily reviews, but I talk about some comic books too, which is going to be coming up pretty soon. And today we are going to be talking about The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 207, Chapter 15, called The Believer. Basically, in this episode, they have to find Baby Yoda. Spoiler alert if you didn't see the last episode, because he got kidnapped by Moff Gideon. And they have to find a way to find him, to find his coordinates, to find out where that ship is that took him. And they have to go back to one of the previous characters from the other season, who is now in jail, Mayfield, played by Bill Burr. And Bill Burr! Bill Burr. Played by Bill Burr, the comedian. And they have to go find him so that they could get the coordinates for that ship, and they have to go into one of the Imperial's little camps there where they have supplies and Viridium or whatever and all that crap. It's just long, like it's not even a dragged out story. It's just basically just a way to get them to have him back and for them to go into the Imperial officer's place and use his code and everything like that just to get into it. But that aside, Bill Burr, I thought he did an incredible job in this episode. I didn't know that he was going to have the emotional arc that he had. And I thought that he did, I thought that he did a really good job. And it, more so than like the first season, it was just kind of like, oh my God, this comedian's on here. And I do like him as a stand-up comedian. I'm not like the biggest fan of him, but I've seen more than enough of his shows to make the judgment call that I like him. I'm just not huge. And I just like, on an emotional standpoint, I thought he did a really good job in this episode. And other than that, he's my stand-up. But other than that, I just want to say, I have not been convinced since episode 1 of The Mandalorian that Mando himself was a great fighter. In this episode, it showed he's a good fighter. Because when they were basically driving that big old truck and all those pirates were coming after them, he was smacking them all across the place. He was coordinating. It was kind of like watching a little bit of a Batman with not all the technical skills that Batman has. But still, it was the first time in the 2 seasons thus far that I believe that Mandalorian was that dangerous. Because I remember when he fought Gina Carano's character at one point, I was like, she can kick your ass. I mean, she could mop the floor with you. But, you know, this time I believe that he could fight. I keep saying it about this series. I think this series looks incredible. And they're using the stagecraft technology to do all the special effects and to do the surrounding area. And it looks real. Like they filmed on location most of the stuff. Maybe we'll find out later that they lied about that and they are filming on location. But if they're not, it looks incredible. And just that whole fight scene that I talked about on a truck with Mando, I was kind of blown away. I'm like, oh, this looks so damn good. I feel like I'm in this universe. I feel like I'm in the Star Wars universe, at least the TV version. Big thing, probably everybody talked about it already, but the fact that Pedro Pascal, Mandalorian, the guy who plays the Mandalorian, he actually took off his mask again. And for a long, extended period of time. And the reason why he did it was basically just for the love of Baby Yoda, because he has to find him, and that's what he has to do. That's what he's going to do. And I was really thrown back by that. I was like, oh my God, we get to see his face for a good amount of time in this episode. And the reason why he had to do it, which is a little bit flaky in my opinion, because like even the fact that it had to scan his face, because now his face is scanned. So now, if it's in the computer of the Empire, or whatever you're going to call them, First Order, whatever the hell, if it's there, then they're going to know about him. They're going to be able to find him anytime they want to. Granted, he's wearing the armor. You should be able to find somebody wearing a Mandalorian armor and know it's him. But still, specifically him. Now they have it. They have it scanned in their computer systems. But I do have to make one little complaint about this part here. I just did this kind of like correlation thing with Disney and how Disney is. I remember I had the biggest complaint when I was little when my friends wanted to, because I grew up in the 80s and late 90s, whatever. I remember when I was younger, my friends wanted to see movies like The Lion King. I didn't want to see Lion King. I wasn't really into seeing any of those animated movies when I was younger, but my friends wanted to see them. So I went to go see them. Our parents would drop us off and go see the movie, come back home. One of the movies I remember we were going to go see was Pocahontas. And one of my big complaints was like, if any of those damn animals start singing or talking to Pocahontas in this movie, I'm going to scream. I just didn't want that because that was the Disney way. That's how Disney did it. And I still feel that way to a certain point now. Even when Marvel movies, it comes up every once in a while, Rocket Raccoon. I know he talks in the comic books, but just how they, yeah, whatever. But when Baby Yoda was first introduced, I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, I never saw that coming. When the first season happened, that first episode, we were introduced to Baby Yoda, Grogu. But the fact that Mando is basically the father to Baby Yoda now, Grogu, it just kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. I feel that similarity, that's one of the reasons why they introduced Grogu, Baby Yoda. I keep saying that. Why they introduced him into the series. It was another way of catching that heartstring thing and catching that cuteness. And it may be something like, it's maybe so obvious, you might be like, yeah, of course that's it. But it just like, it kind of like, sometimes it does lay on thick. And the fact that Mando has just been melted by Baby Yoda, like the rest of us have, just his cuteness. But like, I don't know. It bothers me a little bit when I watch the series. But because he's so damn cute, I just don't care sometimes. And like I said with Bill Burr, Mayfield, especially that last arc where they actually let him free, I really like that arc. I really like what they did with his character throughout this episode. In one episode, they made me feel for Mayfield as being one of the main characters here. Like, I hope he shows up in a future episode, or a future season, I should say, because I think they have one more episode left. But I really did enjoy the arc and everything like that. And it was fun to see the whole gang together, going after and getting the codes and everything like that. We have Boba Fett in there. We have, what's her name? I can't even remember her name in the series, but the one who's from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., love her to death. That whole thing was really good. The whole like heist thing and everything like that was really good, getting those codes and getting that coordinates. And I can't wait to see where it goes to next. Will they like immediately find out where Baby Yoda is and come right after him? Like he kind of sending that threatening message. It's gonna be cool to see how this season ends and everything like that. And also, if another Jedi actually shows up, hopefully somebody will. Okay, well that's my review. I enjoyed this episode a lot. I thought they did a good job, and visually it was just mouth-watering. Can't wait till the next episode. Once again, my name is Michael Escana. I do comic book-related TV shows and movie reviews, and sometimes comic books themselves. And I also draw and write my own online comic book, draw, write, create everything. My own online comic book called Visions of the New, which you can see at magicloud.com at the moment. You get a printed version there. You can view it online, see a preview, whatever you want to do. I greatly appreciate your support. And if you do like this video and you want to subscribe for any of my content, just hit the subscription button, hit the bell notification so that you know when I put up a new video. And also greatly appreciate if you make any comments or if you share the video, good or bad. Thank you very much, and see you next time.